I know that you have already heard or even watched about arts produced and presented by Filipinos. During the previous module, we discussed visual arts, painting, sculpture, and architecture. Today, we will define what is Philippine contemporary art. I am Teacher Raf, and I will be guiding you in accomplishing your modules this week. Prepare now your self-learning module, pen, and notebook. Let's start.
Before we move further, let's check what you already knew about our topic. There are 5 questions I'm going to project. Read, understand, and select the letter that corresponds to your correct answer. I'll give you 5 seconds in each question to answer and write it in your quiz notebook.
First question. This refers to art being created now. Letter A, art. Letter B, contemporary art. Letter C, appropriation. Letter D, historical usage. The correct answer is letter B. Second question. It defines contemporary art as related to this current period in art history and refers to art that is new, recent, modern, or pertains to the present moment. Letter A, art. Letter B, appropriation. Letter C, chronological view. Letter D, historical usage. The correct answer is letter C. Moving on. Third question. A contemporary art is a specific episode or stage in the history of evolution of art referring to a specific location in space and time. Letter A, gallery. Letter B, historical usage. Letter C, chronological view. Letter D, appropriation. The correct answer is letter B. Fourth question. It is an important preoccupation in the world of contemporary art. A, art. B, appropriation. C, chronological view. D, historical usage. The correct answer is letter B. Fifth question. It is something that can be passed from one generation to the next. Letter A, heritage. Letter B, patronage. Letter C, spirituality. Letter D, remembrance. The correct answer is letter A. Alright. You may continue answering questions 6 to 15 using your self-learning module so that we may start our lecture today.
Contemporary art generally refers to art being created now. Contemporary is derived from the Latin prefix con, which means together or with, plus tempus, which means time. The chronological view defines contemporary art as related to this current period in art history and refers to art that is new, recent, modern, or pertains to the present moment.
The historical usage, meanwhile, defines contemporary art as a specific stage in the history of the evolution of art, referring to a specific location in space and time. Based on our brief history, contemporary art emerged in the Philippines in reaction to social and cultural realities during the 1970s, which is an era of repression and censorship of artistic expressions. Philippine arts became a means to oppose the regime, and the political arts of social realism flourished at this time. Social realism is an art movement which sought to expose the real condition of Philippine society and use art to transform it. Progressive art developed a culture that would convey the authentic aspirations of the Filipino people. The end of martial law in the wake of EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986 brought the Philippines into the contemporary period, and the art produced in this period is regarded as contemporary art.
There are 6 functions of Philippine contemporary arts. First, contemporary art for pleasure. Second, contemporary art as profession. Third, contemporary art as commentary. Fourth, contemporary art in spirituality. Fifth, contemporary art as remembrance. And lastly, contemporary art as self-expression.
First function, contemporary art for pleasure. A visual delight in the work of art can take many forms, including appreciation of beauty or decoration, or delight in an element of surprise. Most cultures that have a definition of beautiful define it as something pleasing to the eye or resembling an ideal of some sort. The second function is contemporary art as profession. Artists earn a living through their art since art and ideas are never free. They possess value in the complex web of the creative industries that combine the creation, production, and commercialization of creative content, which are tangible and cultural in nature. The following function is contemporary art as commentary. Art has been used to answer our need for information. Artists who fulfill our need for commentary often speak in a language easy to understand. They view art as primary goal to communication by means of subject matter. Next function, contemporary art in spirituality. Artists may create art to express spiritual beliefs about the destiny of life controlled by the force of a higher power. Next function, contemporary art as remembrance. Art can be a remembrance, which is something done as an aid to memory. We need to commemorate important events and people that have shaped our history and show reverence for those who have gone before us. Last function is contemporary art as a self-expression. Art fulfills an expressive function when an artist conveys information about his or her personality, feelings, or worldview.
Alright, great job class. It's your turn. Before I end our lesson today, I will give you the last activity. Identify a creative work in your community which can be considered an example of contemporary art. Discuss its aspects and how it will relate to contemporary arts. For your post-assessment, I will send the link in your emails. Thank you so much. See you on the next module.